News ticker channels products, ScienceNet politics digital life games apps, opinion startups, B2B PR Fuso, watch events most read, copyright Reuters, Dado Ruvik, 1.5. 2023 AI pioneer Geoffrey Hinton leaves Google and warns against ChatGPT and company.
He co-invented neural networks, Geoffrey E. Hinton. But now he doesn't know where AI could develop in just 5 years. The British-born, Toronto-based computer scientist and AI pioneer Geoffrey E. Hinton is known for his contributions to the theory of artificial neural networks. In 2012, together with 2 students at the University of Toronto, he laid the foundation that underlies generative AI systems today. Most recently, the 75-year-old had worked for Google after Google bought his AI startup DNN Research for $44 million, which led to technologies such as ChatGPT or Bard. But now he has quit the job and resigned from his position. Now he joins the list of computer scientists warning about the potential dangers of AI systems like ChatGPT or Bard, as reported by the New York Times NYT. AI pioneer Geoffrey E. Hinton in 2013, when he was still teaching.
Familiar arguments, but he knows what he's talking about.
Everything he says has been heard before by others. For example,
it is hard to imagine how criminals can be prevented from abusing AI for evil purposes,
says he tells the NYT in a conversation in his hometown Toronto. Or else,
chat systems like ChatGPT will flood the internet with misinformation, and human beings won't be able to tell what's true or what's false.
But with him, who is considered the godfather of AI, the words definitely take on a different weight. Hinton also refers to other dangers that he thought were in the distant future. He explains that 5 years ago he had a very different view of the dangers of AI. Perhaps in 30 to 50 years, AI could be more intelligent than humanity, and then also become dangerous, he thought at the time. But now he has seen how AI has developed in just 5 years. It was scary, he said, when he imagined where the journey could go in the next 5 years.
Maybe what's going on in AI systems is already much better than what's going on in the human brain,
Hinton said, arguing for global AI regulation, adding that it will never happen.
Familiar arguments, but he knows what he's talking about.
Everything he says has been heard before by others. For example,
it is hard to imagine how criminals can be prevented from abusing AI for evil purposes,
as he tells the NYT in a conversation in his hometown Toronto. Or else,
chat systems like ChatGPT will flood the internet with misinformation, and human beings won't be able to tell what's true or what's false.
But with him, who is considered the godfather of AI, the words definitely take on a different weight. Hinton also refers to other dangers that he thought were in the distant future. He explains that 5 years ago he had a very different view of the dangers of AI. Perhaps in 30 to 50 years, AI could be more intelligent than humanity, and then also become dangerous, he thought at the time. But now he has seen how AI has developed in just 5 years. It was scary, he said, when he imagined where the journey could go in the next 5 years.
Maybe what's going on in AI systems is already much better than what's going on in the human brain,
Hinton said, arguing for global AI regulation, adding that it will never happen.
Open letter he did not sign.
He did not sign the open letter circulated a few weeks ago by the organization Future of Life, which called for a 6-month pause in AI development. Neither had he signed another letter from AI scientists warning against development. He had not wanted to do this while he was still employed at Google, he said. But now the time has come to warn against it. He had also spoken to Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai personally about this issue before he left, Hinton said. But he did not tell the NYT what he had to say about it. What is known is that Google had accelerated the launch of its ChatGPT competitor Bard, despite the concerns of its employees. This is what 18 former and current employees told us. Internally, they called the chatbot a pathological liar and embarrassing.
AI godfather Geoffrey Hinton warns of dangers as he quits Google Media caption. Watch. AI godfather Geoffrey Hinton tells the BBC of AI dangers as he quits Google by Zoe Kleinman and Chris Vallance, BBC News.
Dr. Hinton also accepted that his age had played into his decision to leave the tech giant, telling the BBC,
I'm 75, so it's time to retire.
Dr. Hinton's pioneering research on neural networks and deep learning has paved the way for current AI systems like ChatGPT. In artificial intelligence, neural networks are systems that are similar to the human brain in the way they learn and process information. They enable AIs to learn from experience as a person would. This is called deep learning. The British-Canadian cognitive psychologist and computer scientist told the BBC that chatbots could soon overtake the level of information that a human brain holds.
Right now, what we're seeing is things like GPT-4 eclipses a person in the amount of general knowledge it has, and it eclipses them by a long way. In terms of reasoning, it's not as good, but it does already do simple reasoning,
He said.
And given the rate of progress, we expect things to get better quite fast. So we need to worry about that.
Is the world prepared for the coming AI storm? AI could affect 300 million jobs. Report BBC Real. Why we are still smarter than machines in the New York Times article. Dr. Hinton referred to bad actors who would try to use AI for bad things. When asked by the BBC to elaborate on this, he replied,
This is just a kind of worst-case scenario, kind of a nightmare scenario.
You can imagine, for example, some bad actor like Russian President Vladimir Putin decided to give robots the ability to create their own sub-goals.
The scientist warned that this eventually might create sub-goals like, I need to get more power.
He added,
I've come to the conclusion that the kind of intelligence we're developing is very different from the intelligence we have.
We're biological systems and these are digital systems. And the big difference is that with digital systems, you have many copies of the same set of weights, the same model of the world.
And all these copies can learn separately, but share their knowledge instantly. So it's as if you had 10,000 people, and whenever one person learned something, everybody automatically knew it. And that's how these chatbots can know so much more than any one person.
Matt Clifford, the chairman of the UK's Advanced Research and Invention Agency, speaking in a personal capacity, told the BBC that Dr. Hinton's announcement underlines the rate at which AI capabilities are accelerating.
There's an enormous upside from this technology, but it's essential that the world invests heavily and urgently in AI safety and control,
He said. Dr. Hinton joins a growing number of experts who have expressed concerns about AI, both the speed at which it is developing and the direction in which it is going.
We need to take a step back.
In March, an open letter co-signed by dozens of people in the AI field, including the tech billionaire Elon Musk, called for a pause on all developments more advanced than the current version of AI chatbot ChatGPT, so robust safety measures could be designed and implemented. Yoshua Bengio, another so-called godfather of AI, who along with Dr. Hinton and Yann LeCun won the 2018 Turing Award for their work on deep learning, also signed the letter. Mr. Bengio wrote that it was because of the
unexpected acceleration in AI systems that we need to take a step back.
But Dr. Hinton told the BBC that in the shorter term he thought AI would deliver many more benefits than risks, so I don't think we should stop developing this stuff, he added. He also said that international competition would mean that a pause would be difficult. Even if everybody in the US stopped developing it, China would just get a big lead, he said. Dr. Hinton also said he was an expert on the science, not policy, and that it was the responsibility of government to ensure AI was developed with a lot of thought into how to stop it going rogue.
Responsible approach.
Dr. Hinton stressed that he did not want to criticize Google and that the tech giant had been very responsible.
I actually want to say some good things about Google. And they're more credible if I don't work for Google.
In a statement, Google's chief scientist Jeff Dean said,
We remain committed to a responsible approach to AI. We're continually learning to understand emerging risks while also innovating boldly.
Media Caption Watch. What is artificial intelligence? It is important to remember that AI chatbots are just one aspect of artificial intelligence, even if they are the most popular right now. AI is behind the algorithms that dictate what video streaming platforms decide you should watch next. It can be used in recruitment to filter job applications, by insurers to calculate premiums. It can diagnose medical conditions, although human doctors still get the final say. What we are seeing now, though, is the rise of AGI, artificial general intelligence, which can be trained to do a number of things within a remit. So, for example, ChatGPT can only offer text answers to a query, but the possibilities within that, as we are seeing, are endless. But the pace of AI acceleration has surprised even its creators. It has evolved dramatically since Dr. Hinton built a pioneering image analysis neural network in 2012. Even Google boss Sundar Pichai said in a recent interview that even he did not fully understand everything that its AI chatbot Bard did. Make no mistake, we are on a speeding train right now, and the concern is that one day it will start building its own tracks.